Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is another bright Friday morning here in Kisumu, and the whole country is glued to their TVs following the Building Bridges Initiative proceedings, where the Court of Appeal are supposed to issue their ruling. Justice Musinga Daniel, the president of the Court of Appeal, has already read the introductory part of their ruling, and he has stated that each judge will read their own judgment. So let us wait and see how that is going to unveil, whether they are going to rule in favor of the BBI process or against it. But for now, I want us to analyze what happened yesterday. We all remember that on Wednesday, President Uhuru Kenyatta summoned Raila Amolo Odinga and the Okoa Kenya and the One Kenya Alliance movement to a meeting in Mombasa. And yesterday, Raila Amolo Odinga held a successful meeting in Homa Bay. And while that was happening, the former NASA co-principals, that is Musalia Mudavadi, Kalonzo Musyoka, and Moses Wetangula, were in Mombasa, where they read a statement. And apart from reading that statement, they also met with Amason Kingi. Amason Kingi is the immediate former chairperson of the ODM party in Kilifi County. He was elected on an ODM ticket, and he has actually parted ways with Raila Amolo Odinga. What was the objective of that meeting with Kingi? But before we go into all those details, if you're watching this channel for the first time, I want you to take a second or two and click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Now, let me begin by going through the post which was made by Kalonzo Musyoka. Kalonzo Musyoka made this post about this meeting. We held a useful consultation with ANC leader Musalia Mudavadi, Ford Kenya's Moses Wetangula, and Honorable Jaffa Amason Kingi, Governor of Kilifi in Mombasa. Now that's Kalonzo Musyoka. And then the other guy who made a post is Musalia Mudavadi. And this is what Musalia Mudavadi posted. Had a great discussion with Kilifi Governor Amason Jaffa Kingi, Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka, and Moses Wetangula in Kilifi. So I'm not sure whether these guys met in Kilifi or whether they met in Mombasa, because according to Kalonzo, they were in Mombasa. But that's not important. Maybe it's just a slip. Let me take you to what Jaffa Kingi is updating on the same meeting. Jaffa Kingi is saying, bumped into some of the principles of One Kenya Alliance team in Mombasa and had a brief impromptu discussions. Agreed that there is need for further and structured engagement. Now, Amason Kingi is bringing now a different perspective, that they just bumped onto each other in Mombasa and they had a brief and impromptu discussions, and they agreed that there is need for further and structured engagement. In politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence. Everything is normally well planned and executed to achieve specific political objectives. There is no way that Amason Kingi would leave Kilifi, go to Mombasa, and bump into these core principles. And if they bumped into these principles, probably they just discussed politics. And there was no way Musalia Mudavadi and Kalonzo would also go to their Facebook pages just after meeting this guy to make the kind of post they made. So I want to go with what Kalonzo and Weta are saying, that indeed they met with Amason Kingi. And that's the most important thing. And Amason Kingi is also agreeing that we agreed that there is need for further and structured engagement. So basically, Amason Kingi met with these guys, they gave their proposal, and Amason Kingi told them that for us to proceed, what we need is a structured engagement. But there's something you can read from the body language of these former NASA principles, from this picture which these guys shared. And even from the picture which they shared themselves, just relaxing in somewhere in Mombasa. From those pictures, you can tell that these guys seems to be disturbed. They are uneasy. They might not know what tomorrow holds for them. But why do you think these guys met? That's the main thing. In my view, these guys met because of 5 reasons only. Number one, I think Kingi, Amason Kingi, after parting ways with Raila Amolo Odinga, is keen on creating a space for himself. And that has been his main objective. You know, as long as he was in ODM party and still Joho was there, at the coastal region, Joho was going to have that space. And after he was kicked out of ODM, it means Kingi has been reduced to a level of regional leader. So he needed a national platform. So by creating a space for himself and meeting these guys, it means Kingi is going to propel himself into national politics. So he's going to meet with these guys and basically join them as a co-principal. Being a co-principal would mean that at the national level, when One Kenya Alliance movement will be meeting, Kingi will be meeting. And by that, he shall have created his own space and he shall have propelled himself to the national politics. So that's, in my view, is the main objective why Kingi went and met with these guys. Because the other thing is, he might also go back to William Ruto's camp and look for Ruto. But I think he has figured out that the ground might not be very positive for him and Ruto. So that's number one. Number two, I think the One Kenya Alliance movement might be also keen on increasing or boosting their prospect, their visibility, their viability by engaging people like Amason Kingi. Amason Kingi left ODM party. That's a known fact. And after leaving ODM party, Amason Kingi formed his own political party. If you look at One Kenya Alliance, Gideon Moi not controls really, but he has a presence in Rift Valley. Kalonzo Ukambani. Who else? Weta, Bukusu, Mudavadi, Western, if that's the case. But they need the face of Kenya. So how can they achieve that? They need to bring more people. And that's why they are bringing on board Amason Kingi. The presence of Amason Kingi in that meeting, in my view, is going to work in favor of Musalia Mudavadi, in favor of Kalonzo Musyoka, and in favor of the One Kenya Alliance movement. So that the next time they'll be meeting, they'll not be viewed as 2 lawyers and a Kamba. They'll be viewed now as kind of more of inclusive group. In my view, the whole idea was to try and create more visibility, more viability to the One Kenya Alliance movement. So that's number two. Number three, I think, and this is something which I've said severally, that in politics, there are certain things you don't just look at them from the face value. There could be hidden agenda, hidden meaning. I tend to believe that probably the departure of Amason Kingi from ODM party is actually intended to achieve specific objective in favor of Raila and Uhuru Kenyatta. One Kenya Alliance movement is a movement which President Uhuru Kenyatta is keen on working with. The president has endorsed Raila Amolo Odinga for the presidency. So whenever Raila Odinga is meeting One Kenya Alliance movement with the President Uhuru Kenyatta, Raila is always alone. In fact, in the last 2 meetings, he had to carry along, he had to tag along the Kakamega governor, Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya, so that when the discussions are there, at least he is 2. But now Raila, 1 person against 3, was not working in his favor. So the thing is, you engineer a fallout with one of your close allies. So he has engineered a fallout with Amason Kingi. Then Amason Kingi is now going to join the One Kenya Alliance movement. After joining One Kenya Alliance movement, what's going to follow is that the One Kenya Alliance movement is going to embrace him as one of the co-principals. So the next time these guys will be going for a meeting, President Uhuru Kenyatta will tag, they'll be going for a meeting with Raila Odinga. So they'll go as hiyo chama cha Amason Kingi, Weta, Mudavadi, Kalonzo. Then Raila Odinga will be alone, probably tagging along Oparanya. Then when they sit on the table, people will be raising their hands. We want to vote. Who are we going to choose as our presidential candidate? Amason Kingi would definitely go for Raila Amolo Odinga, considering the fact that Raila Odinga is still popular at the coast. Making that move would actually endure him to the people of the coastal region, to the Raila Odinga support base. So he can carry his hands and say, for me, I go with Raila. So the equation shall have been tilted in favor of Raila Odinga without One Kenya Alliance movement knowing. Because so far, Gideon Moi is exhibiting signs of someone who will be willing to work with Raila Amolo Odinga. So in my view, I tend to think that they are actually serving the interest of Raila Amolo Odinga and President Uhuru Kenyatta in this group. Amason Kingi could be a Trojan horse in this camp. Number 4, deep state. Now, let me make it clear, and this is something I keep on repeating, that around President Uhuru Kenyatta, we have 4 groups. There are those who want Raila Odinga. The president has already endorsed Raila Odinga. Then there are those who want a compromise candidate that Raila Odinga cannot. And I did a video on this, I think, the other day. So this group wants Kalonzo or Mudavadi. Then there is the another group which believes that President Uhuru Kenyatta should just return a hand in William Ruto's camp. So this group has been subdued and is now out. So we are now left with the 3 groups. And number 4, which now is the 3rd group, is the group around the president who believes that the next president should come amongst themselves. And this group believes strongly that Mutahi Kagwe and Fred Matiang'i should pair, and that those pair can actually make a presidential candidate, or Matiang'i is paired with Justin Muturi. So this group and the other group, which is not keen on Raila Odinga, pushing for the compromise candidate, is the one which is pushing Amason Kingi to leave ODM, form his own political party. After forming his political party, then he can now join One Kenya Alliance movement with that party. And lastly, I think Kingi is also out to send a message to Raila Odinga and President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta about coastal politics. The president has been at the coast. He met Raila, he met Kalonzo, he met Mudavadi, and Weta. No leader from the coast. The other time, you remember when Raila Odinga visited Kilifi, after some meeting in State House where Ngilu and Mutua also attended, Amason Kingi raised the question of the coastal region. By meeting these people, what Amason Kingi is trying to tell Raila and Uhuru is that you guys also, in your deliberations, in your meetings, please consider someone from the coastal region. I don't know what you think, but that's my take. Again, I want you guys to continue watching the Building Bridges Initiative process ruling, which is currently being aired live in most of the TV stations. Thank you guys, and may you have a good day. Bye-bye.